I think we've got to be better at demonstrating to young people how exciting an industry it is.
Hmm.
I think if you ask most people at school, what do you think about insurance? They'll all go, well, pretty boring, really. And their imagination will take them to something very dull.
Hmm.
Whereas, those of us who are fortunate enough to have been through the industry know it's probably one of the fastest, most dynamic industries there is, because everything that touches life is touched by our industry. Nothing would exist without our industry.
Hmm.
And the societal good that we deliver, again, as an industry is huge, but I don't think the public appreciate it. And I think that that's something very important to the younger generation is the societal good. They are quite focused on things like that. And particularly as we've seen around climate change, they're all very sort of involved in or want to be involved in sort of doing things to prevent, further climate change. So I think, we need to be much better at promoting the industry, number one.
Hmm.
When we do get young people in, we've got to keep them because what we can't do is lose them. So I think that needs more engagement from leadership of companies to get them involved, to listen, to help them, from a really early stage. And I think, the younger generation are very different from our generation. And I think what we need to understand is what do they want in their lives? They want things faster. We know that. Now, that's sometimes good. It's sometimes bad. So you've got to be careful of the balance there. But the other thing is being more flexible. And I think one thing we have benefited from the whole experience of COVID is flexibility around work, that we can still perform the work that we all have to do. We can do some of it remotely. Now, there are huge benefits in some instances being remote, and there are huge negatives. But I think what we can offer is flexibility. And I think that's very important for the next generation. And particularly, you touch on females. When people, have babies, they want to come back. Flexibility will help them do that. Whereas in the past, if you don't come back full time, well, we can't take you back. So there's, huge advantages that we should learn from what we've all experienced through COVID and try and incorporate that into the future.